Tēnā koutou katoa, everyone, and welcome back to Mucky Hope Productions. I'm your host, Mucky Hope, and tonight, once again, is a special night. It's always a special night when I've got two handsome roosters to talk everything and nothing about Squid Game, and I'll start off with the rooster right on below me. You know, he holds a special place in my heart, you know, from the Wendigo teddy bear all the way through to arguing whether or not Sasquatches exist. You know, I've still yet to put his photo up here on this wall, but everyone, please welcome the amazing and wonderful Mr. Kahuna. How are you, bro?
Good, my man. Very good. It's obviously a pleasure to be here, and just for old time's sake and because of my own ADHD that I have to do the same things over and over again, I'm going to throw it out there, Mucky, because you know I love doing it. Even though I'm not hosting, it's not my show. But I love doing it because it's just that thing that I have to do where I go, the great white hope, high above the mucky muck, MUCKNY,
Still the greatest theme song to this day. Like, I feel really bad I can't come up with anything that good for you, Mr. Kahuna, but
look,
one day.
I didn't do all work with it. I'll admit that. You know, it kind of wrote itself. If anyone's a fan of Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, true. But you know, this is no ordinary podcast we're doing, Kahuna, because we've got the man, the myth, the legend himself. You know, he started off, you know, we're a bit quiet in the edit, but then, you know, he spiked up, went back down, and spiked up once again on Squid Game, the challenge. He made some great moves, some questionable moves, which I'm sure we'll dive right on deep into. Please welcome the amazing, the awesome, the great Isaiah Player 410. How's it going, brother?
Let's go. Hey, what up? Mucky Hope, the big Kahuna himself. I'm honored to be here, guys. You guys rock. So this is lit. Crazy how this show connects everyone, man, all around the world. Crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure, like, was it our second show with Dick Kahuna? Was like the first Squid Game, the challenge?
Yeah. At least it was where we were flying solo, off the leash.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, the leashes were off. The Mucky minutes about Squid Game, but you know, Squid Game is such a global phenomenon of a show. And Isaiah, I'd love to hear, like, what's your experience with Squid Game? Have you always been like a massive fan? Is that why you applied for the show in the first place? Like, how did you sort of get involved with Squid Game?
Dude, yeah. So I'm like a crazy fan of the drama series. Like, I love the lore, like even Thanos in this new latest season and stuff like that. Like, I've seen it grow to what it is. And like, as an OG fan, I'm just like, man, this is like one of the greatest shows to ever be made, like conceptually, visually, aesthetically. And basically, I'm on Instagram one day, right? And I see an ad saying to apply. Like every fourth story, you get an ad. And I'm like, weird, but I got 5 seconds. So I did what it wanted. And about 2 months later, man, I get the call. And once the call came through, this lady's like, hey, do you really want to do this? And I'm like, well, if it's real, let's get it going. And lo and behold, it was. So things got sent to me via mail. I had a lot of checkups, psych eval. There was a whole process dedicated to it, but it was incredible, worth it. I knew it'd be worth it. Yeah, I was glad to be on the show, and over 100,000 applicants too, from what I was told. So
100,000. So obviously 400 something players is a big cast, but when you've got 100,000 applicants, the season 3 is coming up. I know Mucky's going to apply. How did you stand out and get that call back when there's 100,000 people applying for it? How do you? What sort of made you different from all those, you know, 99,400 or 540 other people that were there?
Well, man, the only thing I can think of, honestly, is the fact that like I'm a rapper and a producer, and I know again with the Thanos stuff, like Thanos was a rapper in the drama series, so he rapping the whole time, and that wasn't really my energy. I wasn't coming in just spitting bars, you know what I'm saying? But definitely in my application video, you know, I presented my reasoning for coming on the show. I'm like, I want to push my brand forward. I'm an artist, and this is like the ultimate platform. So I think my artistry is what helped me stand out. And then I was also myself, man. I would definitely encourage anyone to apply. Just be yourself. Like, who you are is strong enough to get you on there. So
yeah,
100%.
See, that's Mucky. Where Well, see, that's
got,
what I'm going to, because I'm not a rapper.
We got Zeke here. He'll help you. He producer, everything. Mucky Hope. What can you do with my man here?
Well, because you see, I'm a rock guy, right? Like Linkin Park, Nickelback. I saw that Joan Jett's coming to New Zealand. I was like, what? Joan Jett's here in New Zealand? What? So I'll be going to see her. I know how to play a recorder.
Linkin Park and Nickelback are recent.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Like, we'd never heard of Nickelback until yesterday.
That's crazy. And y'all are ahead. So y'all should have been known about Nickelback.
Yeah, exactly. We can see into the future, but we still don't know shit, right? You know, it's something to do with the government, you know? It's the Squid Game government.
So do you think, Isaiah, that you mentioned being a rapper and an artist, having a social media presence, all that kind of deal. Do you think they target that? Like there is people we know that were influencers. We've seen people from other reality shows from even in Australia, but I'm assuming there's like, do you think that's a foot in the door that we know you're camera ready? We know you can, you know, sort of hold a conversation, that you know how to entertain. Does that play a part of it, you think?
I definitely think it plays a part in it. You know, if you're used to, you know, I don't want to say media training, but if you're used to getting asked questions, you're used to doing, you know, things like this, being in the spotlight, one taking it essentially, I think that kind of puts you at an advantage. However, there were plenty of people in there who that's not their whole thing. Like they're just, you know, I don't want to say regular people, but you know, they got regular jobs and things like that. And so you don't need to be this like showman. You know, I think they really just look for people who are comfortable with being themselves, and you can sense authenticity, especially in something like this. Like you can't fake it after 10 minutes, man. You know, so you definitely got to just be yourself.
Yeah. Well, straight off the bat, right? You know, you're thrown right into the pressure cooker where, you know, you have to divide up into halves. One half is in some white, like a white room. The other one's in the main dorm. And you have to count the closest to 456. And I didn't even recognize this, but you're a part of the group, like, that's actually counting. You're with Michael, the musician and stuff. And I'd love to hear from, like, what was that moment like for you, knowing that potentially you could be eliminated, like, straight away?
Man, so boom, like in that moment, I'm aware, like, okay, half of us are either gonna go home or half of us are in there. So in my head, I'm thinking like, get some screen time, Isaiah. Like, offer yourself up there. Like, you know, it's a show after all. So if I'm going out, I need to at least be front and center, right? So I presented my artistry again, like as the group was trying to figure out what to do, you know, everybody yelling. Then John T starts to get everyone to be quiet. Right after that moment, man, I'm like, listen, I make beats. I know BPM 120. Like I can count real high. Like I have experience doing that with basketball, things like that. So I just presented that forward, and I'm like, listen, I'm down to be up here counting, and my voice is the one you actually hear saying the audible numbers. So I don't get pictured a lot, but you can actually hear me counting, and I'm the one whose voice is doing that rhythm. It almost feels like a dance.
Yeah, no, that's funny you say that, because I did notice that because I watch everything twice, right? I watch it once for the enjoyment and second time for notes. And I was like, that's not Michael's voice doing the counting. Like, it looks like it is, but it's not. But it's you.
It's me, man. I'm in there. Yes, sir. Basically making a beat with these guys. Like it felt like we were in a band, man. That was the cool part. Like we got lost in that moment. It stopped being a game and it became more of a mission at that point. Like just get to 456.
Was there other strategies that were discussed before the music side of it became a thing? Obviously, you got Michael there. What were other people's things? Because you've seen the other side now, and
yeah.
he starts laughing. But the nurse as a thing is a similar idea. But what other strategies were discussed on your side before we even talk about what happened over there?
Dude, so like we had our shit together the whole time, right? So once John T said what he said, man, everybody shut up. And then at that point, we pretty much it was just decided the guitarists were going to continue to clap. So once we got the guitarist part established, everything else just kind of fell into place. I'm real cool with the other two players that were up there. That was Ola Benga and Taylor, the redhead girl. They were backing up my count. So everyone was in unison, man. We knew what we needed to do. And then shout out to everyone else who just kind of like stayed away, because I feel like that was just as important as the people going up there, like myself included. Everyone just kind of stayed in their own lane and let the 5-7 of us figure it out. You know what I mean? And that was very crucial.
Yeah, because we even saw with the other side, despite the nurse starting like 100 seconds later, like everyone's like arguing amongst each other. Everyone's doing their own counts, and everyone thinks they're on the right and stuff, and it becomes super chaotic. So yeah, like I guess great job to Jonty, our boy from $1 Million Island, for getting everyone to shut up.
Yeah, shout out to John T. Everyone has their place, everyone has their purpose, and like he's got a big personality, big voice. And in that moment, he chose to step up. And the way he stepped up, it saved us, and it created a millionaire for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, what was your relationship like with John T? Because Kuhn and I, we know him from $1 Million Island. It was actually our very first show that we ever did together. So yeah, were you like a fan of John T? Were you like trying to plot his demise? Like, how was your relationship with John T throughout the game?
Absolutely not. I was not feeling the energy, man. I was like, this is not very authentic. Like, bro is here to like, be a star, and there's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
He is a star. Like, shout out to him. But I wasn't really feeling the vibe. Like, he was kind of wandering around, and he would come to our group and be like, trying to be buddy buddy, and I'm like, bro, you wanted to demise our group low key. We heard about that. So I just kind of got a little shifty energy, but he was a good player. He was definitely a threat. So I kept my eye on him for sure.
Yeah. I mean, like something that I'm very curious about, because are you a fan of other reality shows like Survivor, Traders, or anything like that?
Bruh, I'm completely clueless. So like I've seen the occasional Survivor episode, like flipping channels on a Sunday, and like,
Yeah.
I love The Amazing Race. I think that's probably the only reality show that I've like really tapped in with, but I'm new to this space. Like I'm new to the game. The shiftiness is it's like part of the strategies, and I'm definitely not used to that. So coming in, I had to really be on my toes.
Yeah.
So what's the strategy then? Like, did you have any pre-plans going into it, knowing that you didn't sort of have that reality game experience?
Oh yeah, going in. So I'm like, boom, I have no reality game experience, but I have athletic experience, and then I also have Squid Game experience. So I understand the Squid Games, I understand the concept. I knew any sport related game, I would have that on lock. It was just a matter of not succumbing to the pressure of being watched by all the other players and stuff like that. So, and I'm pretty good about handling pressure, so I just trusted myself with that. But my strategy going in, man, I was just wanting to be nice and be myself, and like really try to network with people in there, and develop relationships, alliances, just be myself in there. And if I got any treats or whatever, I was like, listen, I'm gonna share, I'm gonna put a good vibe out, and I'm gonna just be good vibe dude. And that was my strategy going in.
He wins me over. He brings cake to people. I'm going
caked up, man. Yeah. I swear.
Well, I'm very curious because the reason why I asked about Survivor and Traders is that obviously in those games, like every round, you got to vote someone out. So there's a lot of social strategy, trying to be like, hey, I won't vote you out this round, this line and stuff. But what's the alliances like in Squid Game? Is it just more so like, I will help you with the games, or are the games just solely individual?
I feel like the games are slightly individual, but once we figure out what we're doing, then those talks start to happen. But pretty much the alliances are, all right, we're in the dorm, you're my people. Like when we're not playing, when we're bored, when we're trying to kill time, this is who I talk to. Like this is who I go to. This is who I know. Like this is the corner that I know I'm safe in. So that's what alliances really felt like in there. More of like, all right, I can be safe over here. I can speak my mind freely. Like there's no problem. So alliances were really more on the vocal side and the relationship side versus the games, believe it or not.
So what's the, like, we're obviously a reality TV sort of show where we do a lot of analysis, and there's even people that are Survivor fans that will say, we don't give a shit about the challenges. We just want to see the strategy, the talks, the way people get manipulated and blah, blah, blah. Like, that's the game for some people. How much of Squid Games is like really happens in the dorms versus the games itself? Like, what's the sort of balance there?
I'd say if I had to put it in a percentage, I'd say 70% dorm, 30% games. Like the games take a long time. Like for example, the pentathlon game, that took literally 2 days to shoot that entire game.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, man. So that's the side of it people don't see. That's where the fatigue comes in. That's where the decision making comes in. Like we have to go stand out there for a while. Then we would even take breaks and stuff. It was pretty crazy. But 70% dorm, 30% games. You know, we in that dorm doing literally nothing all day long, just waiting for the next meal, the next challenge, the next thing. And that's a hard place to be in, you know. It's almost like pretend prison, if you will. So we're playing prison baseball with flip-flops and socks, and prison knockout with bunched up socks as a basketball. Like we're doing all types of stuff, and that was magical, honestly.
You're a fan of the original show, so talking about the dorms, did they have to take the forks away at lights out? Like you're talking about strategy,
yeah. So the forks and the tins, so like we're eating out of the tins, right? There would be a time when the guards would be either they'd come back to collect the dishes and stuff. We basically would have to stand in line again and just give them our stuff. But nobody's taking forks with them. It's not real prison. You know what I mean? Like nobody's thinking I need a shank for my bunk. Like, nah.
And no one had like a secret, you know, cross with drugs in it. No one had like a lighter or anything, did they? Like,
bro, you want to know something? I actually bought that cross when I got home. I was on Amazon and I saw that cross because I like jewelry and stuff. And I was like, let me get that cross. But no drugs, no hidden crosses, no Thanos activity. They actually told us don't bring drugs to Squid Game. Believe it or not.
You mentioned that doing the pentathlon took 2 days. That's kind of the process of doing large scale television. That there's a lot of takes, there's a lot of redos, every angle, blah, blah, blah. Like, in the dorms and stuff, like, how much are we seeing of what is being captured? Like, are you just, like, does it feel like you're in the Squid Games, or does it feel like you're on a TV show? Are there cameras everywhere? Are you talking to the crew? Are there, like, mic people that are like, oh, we gotta do, and you're friendly with, you know, like, makeup? I don't know. Like, how much of it is it TV versus immersive Squid Game?
That side of it is honestly 50-50, man. So production comes out, they're doing things like battery changes all the time, which was honestly one of the most annoying parts of the show. It's like everyone's standing in line, we're changing your mic battery, like there's things like that. And you develop kind of a rapport with some of the cool production staff. Like, you know, the certain people come out, you get their name eventually, you get kind of cooler than normal. But so as for the guards, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Okay. Guards was no talking, no engagement whatsoever.
Wow.
Did you try to game with the guards like, my boy, you're going to tell me what the next game is, right? Hey, my boy.
A little bit. So a little bit.
Laugh.
Yeah, I tried once. So there was one time I like said a joke to a guard and he literally was like not facing me, but then he turns, looks at me, and then he just looked back. And I was like, I know he's laughing under there. I just know he is.
Yeah, well, I'd love to hear with the pentathlon, the six-legged race, right? The six-legged race game. I don't believe we saw your group do the six-legged race. I'd love to know what was it like in that moment. Like, which one of the mini games did you do?
Yeah, man, we're not pictured. But what I can get into as far as what we did and everything. So my group, we went last. So it was my group, and then Marcus Johns, player 58, I believe. His group, they went later than I did. So we're over here facing off against each other. It's got to be like 1 a.m, 2 a.m. We're so tired, man. And like they don't show any of it, but I ended up doing Jeggy because I absolutely suck at everything else. I can't do Gongi. My hands are too big. I can't do Flying Stone. I suck at Cornhole. I can't do House of Cards because, again, too big of hands. So I'm like, put me last, y'all. Put me on Jeggy. I can kick a totem 3 times. That's no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I totally get you with the hands. You know, like I've got bloody ginormous hands. I struggle
Dude.
with sellotape. You know,
Yeah,
but
same.
yeah, like was it just like I want to do jiggy, like full stop, or was it like at least a conversation about other people doing other mini games?
Yeah, man. So with me, like it was always a conversation, right? I was never like, no, this is what I'm doing. We're done. Like there was never ever any energy like that. Always a conversation. We agreed that I do Jeggy. Other people were like, oh, I want Flying Stone, like out the gate, or oh, I want Ball in the Cup out the gate. I'm like, perfect,
Mm,
because I'm terrible. So let me get Jeggy, y'all. Like for real.
yeah, and like, how was I guess your race? Was it like pretty close? Did anyone of your group like stuff up? Did anyone try doing the House of Cards with their teeth like that one person? Like,
Shorty was going absolutely crazy. I don't understand trying to wet the cards. Like it's not an envelope, you know what I mean? I just don't
yeah.
understand why we're putting the cards in our mouth. But yeah, basically we struggled on Gongi. So as you see later, like the slowest players for each game or whatever, we had the slowest Gongi player. Shout out my boy Eric, but we was on that thing for about 10 minutes, man, like just struggling, sweating and struggling. And it was pretty close. Up until that point, we'd been ahead, but bro got on Gongi and we fell behind. They got to House of Cards by the time we finished Gongi. It was crazy.
Yeah. And straight after, we do obviously get that twist where you have to vote to either save or get rid of the five sort of players, and you actually vote to save
Yeah.
the players. Yeah, I guess what's your mindset behind saving and eliminating?
Well, there's three things that are making me save them, right? So, boom. One of my buddies, his name's Jarrell, player 180, $1 million smile, great player. He was the slowest ball in a cup dude. So I saw him get nominated up there. He was the first one they called. So I immediately knew what I was doing. But then Michael, one of the counters, the guitarist who was doing the clapping, he's up there too. And I'm like, dang, man, he's why we're here. So we got to
Yeah,
say, bro. And then of course my guy Eric. Eric's my friend, player 40, slowest Gongi player. I'm like, these are three solid reasons to choose to save our friends. And this is actually where the beef with Natalie started because Natalie said,
oh,
nah, I'm voting X. And I look at her, I'm like, those are our friends. Like, what are you doing? So I'm O, and
yeah,
I'm like, that's where it began, really. But you don't really see that.
yeah. Well, I mean, I guess now they bring it up, obviously we see a bit later on with the doll, the beef with Natalie, but how hard is it? Because I guess it's not real Squid Game. You can't actually just walk up and kill him, right? So it's like, how hard is it actually having like some beef with someone and just letting that stew up and up and up?
Dude, it was crazy, man. Like just having that moment with her, I'm like, this is TV gold. Like in my head, I'm thinking, I'm like,
Yeah.
this is television gold. Um, it's not personal, and people can kind of tell it's not. But for me, like this player's got to go, man. Like she's gonna get us gone eventually. Like she just voted against our friends. Like it's a matter of time, bro. So I'm like, if I gotta hand it to anybody, it's gonna be her. I even hit her with some little reverse psychology. I think she came over to my bunk and was like, "Well, why'd you give me the doll? Why'd you do this? Why'd you?" I'm like, "Listen, you're not gonna pick nobody that people like in here. You're gonna pick a random person. You're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine." And that kind of saved my own
Yeah.
butt. I'm trying to get her to not pick me. So that was a crazy moment. I think she even referenced that in her little interview thing. But that was my idea. That was your boy.
Yeah, when Natalie got the coin to send someone home, I was like, "Oh no, the bro's cooked. He's done." He's like,
Instant death.
"Yeah." No, but also in
How did you
catch.
feel about
Oh,
how did you feel about your edit in that section? Because I was actually, funnily enough, I was messaging Mucky while I was watching it, going, "Man, my boy Isaiah's looking good. He's got a great edit. I like this." And then I messaged him 10 minutes later, going, "Oh shit, this doesn't look good now." Like I feel like they like. How did you feel about the way they made you look in that sort of exchange? Because everyone on the internet's like, what the like, why is he doing this? This is the dumbest move ever. And I'm like, there's got to be more to it. There's a narrative that they've obviously built because we were going along with it. I'm like, pride goeth before the fall. This guy looks awesome. And then they made him look like a dick. Like, I'm like, is that how it went? Or like, how do you feel about that sort of whole finish?
So for me with the edit, I feel like I feel like I was myself enough that it causes people to be like, well, there must be more, you know what I mean? Because
Mhm.
for me, like again, she chose to get our friends gone. So she was like on the team of, all right, well, I don't care. Like I'm gonna go get these people gone. But I'm like, no, these are our homies. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's crucial to showing my decision making, and they don't show it. But I do think they definitely tried to get your boy with the edit a little bit. I'm like, y'all, I'm just here trying to have a good time, play fair. Granted, if they had showed the Natalie stuff a little bit before, my decision making would have been a little bit more validated. But they didn't show it. So I'm over here. I stand on business, man. I have zero regrets. I just hoped people could see like things for what they were, kind of with time. So, but yeah, the edit was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah. How was the game of catch? Because I don't think we saw you much in that either. Like, were you wanting to be near the front or the back? What was your sort of strategy when it came to playing catch?
Yeah, man. So I was in the pink line with the pink dots, right? And
Hmm.
Kevin, player 402, he was in that line. And he immediately, once we figured out what we were doing, he goes, all right, athletes, identify yourselves. And then obviously that's when the mark stuff happens. But I was, me and a couple of the other athletic prone people were like, let's go to the back middle, because if we have to make a long throw or a long catch, we're perfectly capable of doing that. It's the noble thing to do. So I was like, dot 17, something crazy like that.
Yeah. And how was it watching, I guess, Mark get eliminated? Obviously, like the Viper showdown with Dalton as well. How was it watching it in like real time? Was it as dramatic as what the show like presented it to be?
Dude, it was even more dramatic. Basically, when the catch thing happens with Mark, that is my friend right there. So I like Mark, but Julie was like my best friend, player 443. So for
Oh
me,
no.
it was a little bit more emotional because that's my homegirl. And I'm like, listen, you want to make a stand, you want to do the right thing, give Mark his moment. But like, it broke my heart that he didn't catch that ball because that was my friend on the other side of that. So for me, very emotional. Everyone gasped. People were crying, man. And then the Dalton stuff, people are like yelling and like, turn around. Why are you not playing? Turn around. Like people were going
Yeah.
crazy on him, myself included. I was turned up too. Because I wanted my whole line to get through, and bro was preventing that. So it was even more dramatic than what it showed, man. People were cussing and all types of stuff, man.
Is there anything in the rule book to say you're not allowed to like walk up and just turn him around yourself, like hold him in place with his arms out? You know, like you are catching no matter what.
I personally am not going to engage with a guy like that in such a manner. He seemed a little aggressive, man. I might have had to resort to my security training had that not gone as smoothly. You know what I'm saying? So, but no, we weren't allowed to like touch each other and force each other to do stuff. Absolutely not.
Oh, okay. And how was your throw? Did you do a cheeky underarm or did you go for a dramatic overarm like your boy Kevin?
No, look,
Cheeky underarm, man. I wanted to win. I'm not doing anything risky, nothing out of pocket. I don't know why people are throwing overhand. I'm like,
behind the back
y'all don't get it, do
leg.
you? Like,
Yeah, exactly. Did you do like a 360 spin and then shoot? You know, go for the three
absolutely
pointer.
not, man. I did a underhand like I'm throwing to a little kid. I'm like, one, two, like, and guess who I threw it to? I
Oh,
threw it to Natalie, bro.
hey man, Rick Barry shot over 90% free throws, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I hit the Rick Barry on him, man. I swear.
Yeah. I mean, we have kind of really talked a lot about like the doll kind of stuff, but I guess one thing is, were you surprised that there was no real, like, I guess throughout this whole season, because we saw a lot in the first reality TV one that there was a lot of like, you have been eliminated. There was like the Jack in the Box twist. It's just random. This person gets eliminated, whoever the hell they want. Were you surprised that there was not really a lot of that throughout the season?
Yeah, I definitely expected more challenge eliminations. No pun intended, because that is how I got out. But I definitely expected
Yeah.
more, especially with that doll. Excuse me. I think that that was a timing thing too, right? So I was like the fourth person to get it. I'm like, by time four, like it's not going to be nothing crazy. We've already had better luck next time. We've had disadvantage in the game. I was like, clearly they're not just going to be like, all right, you're gone, until like maybe the last one.
Yeah.
So I was just really going off timing. I'm like, they're going to give me something good, or I'm going to be able to eliminate somebody myself. So boom.
Yeah.
That's smart.
And how much of the cake could you have as well, or do you just give it out to everyone else?
I had the biggest piece, man. So I definitely cut the biggest slice for myself. We figured out how to I set it to the side on the platter thing so I would have it later because we ain't got no plates, no forks in there. I'm giving cake to people in their bare hands, you feel me, like
Mm.
Jesus or whatever. So like I'm passing cake out, and that's just Isaiah. Like that's just who I am, man. Anyone who has known me, grew up with me, they're like, that's exactly what he would do. And had there been no cameras, I'd have did the same thing. We ain't had sugar in 2 weeks, y'all. Like let me spread some good vibes around, you know?
Yeah. You weren't saving the biggest slice for Eric. It was his birthday, and he's got like a kid coming along, man.
Right, right. Nah, that was one of the few times I was selfish. I was looking out for me. I'm like, let me get the biggest slice here so I have something to eat later. But yeah, he got me with the birthday shit, man. I was like, dog, you
Yeah.
lied. Like, that's crazy. But I just still gave
Yeah.
him cake.
Was the
Yeah. No,
cake a
those.
big deal to people there, Isaiah? Like we heard so many stories of season 1 about how horrible the food was and like other things about treatment and stuff. But was it so bad that the cake is like, oh my god, like cake, like because the food was that bad?
Dog, when I say the food was horrible, some of the worst food I've ever had in my life, it is up there,
Oh,
man. Like the porridge every morning, like breakfast. I'm not a breakfast person anyway, but you gonna give me lumpy porridge with no butter, no sugar, no milk in it. It's like
Oh,
lumpy, sometimes slimy, like it's brutal, man. And we got imitation egg. There was one time I got a meal, man. It had this egg on it. I took the egg out and I'm flapping it around like a toy. Like it literally
oh,
flapped around, like, and it didn't break. I'm like, this
yeah,
is some plastic ass egg. Like, what? How are we gonna eat this?
yeah.
Like, so it was terrible. And so that cake coming out, man, I knew that would encourage people. And I also knew like everyone would love the fact that they got a little something, something. So I was definitely willing to pass that out. That's how bad the food was.
Because how many days were you in the game in total?
I want to say like 11 days in the dorm. And obviously, we have a few days prior and then a few days after we're like eliminated if
Mm.
we're eliminated. So, in the games themselves, probably 11 or 12 days, if that. And then outside of it, maybe like 3 days on before we go in and maybe 2 days leaving.
Yeah. No, it's so crazy to think about because obviously, like, yeah, it said the six-legged race took 2 whole days to film. Like I heard Red Light Green Light in the first season took 7 hours to film or
Yeah.
something. So imagine playing Red Light Green Light for 7 hours. Like that's just bloody rough. And so, yeah, it's hard to imagine. Like, okay, so you're having like really crap porridge over and over again for 2 weeks. It only looks like 3 episodes or 4 episodes, but that's like almost a whole week worth of content.
Dude, yeah, it's gross. And people are trading food like, oh, I don't like this. Here, have that. Or, oh, I like that. Can I have some of that? Like people are doing the prison thing, man. It was crazy to watch that and be a part of it.
Was anyone like, no, I've got some secret stash. I've got some extra porridge. Would you like some extra porridge?
Nobody had extra porridge, and they knew what they was doing coming and collecting the tins and the forks at the end. Like they definitely knew how to like keep a smooth ship as far as people not having extra stuff and not being able to sneak stuff. But with time the vending machine kind of took its play in the game as well, so that became a thing that we became aware of, that there's more food out there. We just got to figure out how to get it essentially.
Yeah. How do I smash open this glass without any of the guards noticing, And
We thought about it for sure, but property damage. We're like, let's not make Netflix mad and like damage their vending machine.
I mean, it's Netflix. I'm sure they can afford another one, It's only a vending machine.
They could, but we wasn't playing with these people, man. The NDAs were crazy, the prep
Yeah.
was crazy, the rules, like we definitely were not messing with these people in any way. So
Yeah. And I'd love to chat about also
when you're in the environment, you've got things like NDAs, you've got crap food, you've got this pressure cooker environment. You're in a dorm with all these people that are all competing for a large sum of money. What's your psychology there? Like, do you think they're actually doing like? So Survivor is a game where they ration food, and it's part of the whole thing. It's built into the recipe, right? It's baked into the recipe. That's part of surviving. It's the torture of not having much food. It breaks them down mentally, blah blah blah. Do you think that's part of why they give you that kind of setup, and how did you sort of deal with that?
It is 100% a part of the plan. The goal is to get people to quit. Like, quit naturally. Like, that makes for good TV as well. Like, the I can't take it anymore stuff. Like, that's gold, So the goal is to get us to break a little bit. And it's also simultaneously to get us to bond together through this trauma. Like, that's what really gets you through it. Like, if you go on Squid Game, Muck, I'm gonna tell you, like, lean into people hard, because the isolation method, it's not it. The I'm gonna be the villain in the corner method, it's definitely not it. You gotta really lean into people. And that's what we did. Like, my alliance, we just leaned into each other, and really relied on each other. By towards the end, I'm over here grateful for my porridge. We're over here laughing like, yes, porridge, let's go. We love porridge. Like, we're fully into it, man. Yeah, please, sir, may I have some more? Like, straight up, like, and then we're rejoicing for getting the porridge. Like, eventually you get there to that point in your mind.
Well,
Did you see sorry, Mucky. Yeah. Did you see it have its effect on people? Like you said, you think it's meant to push people to quitting. We didn't see anyone quit as far as treatment and stuff goes, but did it start fraying on people's nerves? Like, we see like where people getting aggro. We see a very angry police officer that came across. Like, was in there because of things like people just angry, and you're on with 24/7 with people,
Oh yeah, you definitely see it take its toll. Like that, I'll never forget that first time the porridge got broke out, man. People are just staring at it like, are you effing kidding me? Like, I have to eat this lumpy porridge. Like, and you can tell these people used to Uber Eats, they're used to private chefs and stuff, and then they got to eat gruel basically like the rest of us. And it added insult to injury for sure. People were offended. But by the third or fourth breakfast, you're like, all right. And then, by that 8th, 9th breakfast, you're like, yes, porridge, let's go.
Yeah, well, you spoke earlier, right, about how, like, the best strategy is to lean into people and be positive. I just thought if you're just super negative and sulky and just start arguments and then just go have a nap, that's like the prime strategy.
I don't know how bro was napping during the day. The lights are bright as hell. We're talking, and I'm like, dude, you're just going to make yourself a target. Like, why are we napping? Because we don't get what we want. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of the bro, right before, I guess, it might have even been before the doll. No, it was just after the doll. There was a vote where you had to eliminate either the cop or the twin brother. And which one did you vote for, the twin or the cop?
Man, so I had like no personal connection with the twins. I had talked to 98 Matt. He's a real cool dude. A little misunderstood. A lot of that is his job, and then where he's from, New York. That's a hardened place. So to do that job in that place, I totally understand his personality type. He a cool dude. Mm-hmm. But I hadn't really connected with the twins. All I know is they got rid of my favorite twins, Blake and Bryce, for absolutely no reason other than the fact that they was twins. So I'm like, I'm going to get this dude gone. Like, absolutely not. Like, again, if you go for my friends, you're going for me essentially, or at least you will down the road. So I went with the twin. Also didn't want 98 pissed off at me because nobody wants that.
Yeah, something that Kahuna and I mean, obviously you would know, you said you watched the podcast, but we just kept on being like, stop resisting! Throw me the ball! Stop resisting! Throw me the ball!
Dude, I got a funny story. So in the catch game, right, when he's doing that, throw me the ball, I played baseball, throw me the ball. Like when he's doing that, bro, when they finally throw him the ball, I'm in my line and he's like, thank you. I go to my line, I go, cheer for me now. And then everyone just started busting out laughing. And I'm like, dude, this guy is on one, bro. I was cooking him the whole game. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't go to New York.
I'm not safe in New York. I'm not good in New York anymore. After that, nah.
Well, I mean, in terms of not being safe, the next game is Mingle. And Mingle is a game, we, saw on the K-drama, brutal as hell, but man, looks super fun. But the general consensus I've seen online, Mingle was not fun for you guys. I'd love to hear how was your Mingle experience?
Man, forget all of them. Mingle was my favorite game. Mingle was the most fun game.
Rifle.
I am so sorry. Like these people, guys, we got to toughen up a little bit. It's just a game. We're not really dying. It's just pressure. You feel me? And it's dark. So I
Mm.
get not everyone is built mentally for that. But I would say Mingle was my most fun game. I love being the door guy. I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that was so much fun, man. And I'm not hurting nobody. So at the end of the day, I feel like Mingle was the best game. Like you had to be smart to play that game. And like one by one, people got eliminated in that. I love that game.
Mm. Did you ever have to pull a Thanos and be like, you out, and then just kick them out of the way?
It never even got to that, brother. You're not getting in
Damn.
off rip. Like if I'm doing the door, if I'm counting, you're not getting in. That's gonna be me, brother. So it never even got to that point where we had to kick someone out the room. We never had too many, never had too few. My group was on point, man. We was on lock.
Yeah. And then obviously straight after, everyone just decides, nah, we're going to stop playing the games. Obviously, the previous winners come out and say that she reckons that was scripted. Like, was that any production little magic in there, or was that like you guys were like, no, we are genuinely done playing this game?
So there was definitely, so it's 50-50, right? There was definitely people who did not want to play. The players you see locking arms and doing that, those players legitimately were done. And like there were a lot of tears. Between rounds, I'm consoling people. I'm like, hey, bro, it's going to be okay. Like, don't worry about it. Like, and there were a lot of us doing that, just getting through it, But me and my group, like, again, we were on it, man. We were on point. My group is not shown doing this, and there's a reason for that. I wanted to keep playing. I'm thinking in my head, they're going to squib everybody who's resisting, man. So, like, let's not fold. Let's continue to play. Forget what they're talking about. Like, and I even said, man, forget what they're talking about, guys. We're not going home off of, like, a resistance. You know what I'm saying? But they make it look like we all quit, and I am not a quitter ever. I wanted to keep playing, bro.
Yeah. So this is where we need the copyright. Stop resisting! Play Mingle!
We're not gonna play. We're not gonna play. Like, the fuck we aren't. Like, dude, you're insane. First of all, like, who are you? Like, telling me I'm not gonna play a game? Like, you're not my dad. Like, what? I don't know you.
And
with a game like Mingle, right? You mentioned earlier that they're very clear about it's a TV show. There's no physical contact, blah blah blah. 2025. You can't hurt people. But in a game like Mingle, where people are desperate to run into a door. Like, does it kind of get a little bit, argy-bargy a bit?
It definitely got a little hodgy-podgy, man. I'll tell you what. So, like, there's a little clip where me and Eric are keeping, I believe her name's Britt. We're keeping Britt from, she tried to cut me off and be like the 11th or the 12th. And me and Eric both kind of step in, like, we don't push her. We don't even touch her, like put our hands on her, but we put our leg out. And like our body, we shield the door and we wedge ourselves in. So there was a lot of that. In my group, I didn't see no pushing. I didn't see people getting grabbed. You do see that in the other rooms. But again, like I said, we was on point, man.
So
like it's almost reactionary when you're in a game like that to just like, reach and grab and like, out of desperation almost. So kudos for even controlling yourself in an environment like that.
Absolutely, man. That's my security background, man. So I've done security my whole life as my primary source of income. I'm used to no, you can't come in, or no, I'm what separates you from coming in. So a little bit of that kicked in, and yeah, man. By round like 15, 14, it was lit.
At the door. He's like, not with those shoes.
I'm like, get up out of here with your Viking self, bro. Like, you can't get in. You're way too big, bro. You can't get in here.
You need a collar for this one.
Oh yeah, it's back to the motherland for you, my boy. Like, it's not happening. Not if I'm in charge, man. Definitely.
Did you have to check anyone's IDs before they were allowed in your room? It's like, are you a cool person? Nah. Sorry.
Nah, I just assumed nobody was of age and nobody's getting in. All right, bad ID, fake ID, all that. Yeah, y'all not getting in. Not if I'm getting in.
One time actually,
right at the front, and just like make people.
That would be funny. I wish, like, hopefully the TikTok gods can edit that. That would be something funny, like a funny little cap cut or something. Me like treating it like a club.
Yeah. One time, this was when I was like just 18 and I was just starting to go out clubbing and stuff. I didn't have a driver's license, but I had a really old passport where it's a photo of 10-year-old me. And that's why I use as ID to get into clubs. So it's like, oh, can I see your ID? Here's a passport. And I'm like 10 years old. And I'm like,
and they let you in.
And they let me in because technically it's a valid ID, but
You're a wild dude, man. I would have never pulled up with a passport where I'm 10. Like, there's no way that's happening.
Yeah, now it's all updated, sadly, but that'll be my greatest clubbing moment of all time. Don't worry, I'm of age. He's a 10-year-old photo.
10-year-old clubber, bro. You a unicorn, bro. That's one of one.
Exactly, brother. But, we do get marbles. And, marbles, it seems like such an intense game. It's you and your partner. And I'd love to know, how was it trying to decide on a game, knowing that one of you is going to be eliminated? And what was the game that you guys sort of created together?
Yeah, so Daryl, player 342, Loki, one of my best friends in the competition. He and we prayed together before every game. He's a real religious man, like myself. We would pray together before the games. We ate breakfast together. We would walk the track together, like everything together. That was my guy. So that's who I stood next to in Mingle. And when they brought the marbles out, they broke my heart because I'm like, man, I got to send bro home. Like, I got to beat him, and there's no way around it. So when we get to the Mingle set, it's real dramatic. Everything looks just like the drama. It's insane. And when we do that, I'm like, hey, man, so for me, let's just do like this target-like game, kind of like skee ball. You throw into the holes or whatever, and then the smaller ones up here are worth more points. The bigger ones are worth less, but they're easier to reach. I'm like, that seems pretty fair. We can just do best out of 3 rounds, winner takes all. And he agreed with me. We got, because we had a time limit to decide something. We got through that pretty quick. We were able to chill, talk a little bit, just kind of reminisce. Then we got to it, man.
Yeah. I mean, how intense is the timer? Because as you saw in last season, 2 people literally just could not decide, and that they both got eliminated. So we guys like, hey, I want to chill with you, but we gotta get cracking on.
Man, we literally decided on that game, I want to say within 2 minutes of the timer. I forget the official time, like how long it was counting down, but it only took like a minute and a half, 2 minutes. So then about 30 seconds, we're just talking. Like, I even told him, I'm like, hey, don't pull no punches. Like, don't take it easy on me. And then he's like, you don't take it easy on me. Like, let's make this count, and we even reference like what we do outside of the games once we see each other again, no matter who goes home, man. So we had that moment. It was very touching. I wish they would have showed our talk a little bit, but then we got to it, man. I'm decent at skee ball, so I'm hitting them, man. I'm going in. Like, I'm not going home.
So you pretty much manipulated him to do a game that you would be the best at. You manipulated your own best friend, Isaiah.
Oh my God. He agreed to it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I suggested we should play. Yeah. It was just a strong suggestion.
And I'd love to know, was there any rocks nearby that you could fake into being marbles and swap the...
Bro, you stay trying to cheat, bro. You better be careful if you go in season 3. You over here cheating, bro.
No, I mean, I've always been curious because that obviously happened in the Korean drama, and I wonder if... I feel like it'd be very hard to actually pull off, but I wonder if any of the producers are like, this maybe put some stones and rocks here just in case if we can get something like that. Like, was there any stones or rocks near you guys at all? Or
our little section, no, more sand than anything. I remember the sand was something I'm like, this is gonna affect like what we're doing. So we had to redraw the circles a few times because the sand would mess stuff up. Like when the marble would hit, the sand would spread a little. So that was really the only outside element. There were no rocks. I like the way you think, though. See, you're a real strategist. You damn near will make it far, bro. I swear.
Bro, I'm all talk, but when it comes to red light, green light, I'll be the first one to trip over. Just I'll be like, I'm gonna win. This is gonna be so great, and then I fall over. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it could happen for sure. And you want to know something real quick? So I thought we was gonna play red light, green light, right? And right out the gate, a lot of us got food poisoning from transitioning from the food we normally eat to UK food, Squid Game food. A lot of us got sick, so I'm coughing, and I'm like, dude, I'm not gonna make it through red light, green light if I keep coughing, bro. Like, we're cooked. But fortunately, we didn't play that first game, so I got through my sickness easily. and we didn't have to play that game. So
If you were to do red light, green light, because obviously that was the final game, what would your strategy be? Because in the first season, we saw people, they'll just dive straight onto their stomach. They would just walk it. Some people sprinted and would try and freeze. What would be your sort of strategy when doing red light, green light?
So for one, I would have won. Had we played red light, green light, I'm zooming, bro. I'm zooming. So that's my shit right there. That game is fire. I have been practicing holding still. I'm very good at holding still. Again, part of the security background. But my strategy would have been a lot like Deja's, player 302, the young lady. She kind of turned to the side a little bit. And I liked her stance. It seemed very relaxed. I think she even had her hands in her pockets. So that would have been my stance. I just would have been significantly quicker because I'm already knowing with these strides, I'm 6 feet tall. So I'm getting to it, man. No hesitation.
Would you have followed your strategy to the point where you also pull a muscle? Is that how closely you're following it?
Absolutely not. I would not have pulled any muscles. I would have stretched prior. Man, former athlete, man. I'm not playing anything athletic. I'm on that,
Yeah.
Hey man, a game like red light, green light, you're quick though, but you need the harden deceleration. It's the stopping, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get that bit down too. It's not off the spot. It's coming to the stop.
You got to, and that's defensive slide drills right there, man. That's just stop, that's just defensive slides, So yeah, that training I would have reverted to that for sure. I wish I could have played red light, green light.
We'll just do a basketball podcast now. We'll just start.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. We can talk hoops anytime. I love hoops. Basketball is my shit, man. I love me some basketball.
It's actually funny.
Yeah. So Indiana, we got more than corn, man. We got real hoopers out here, We got real hoop dreams.
Legendary. I'm gonna educate Mucky. He's a huge Hoosier town. He's freaking the Pacers.
Hoosier town, yes.
Because I was gonna say my only basketball experience was when I first started high school or secondary school, I guess in the States. I went to pretty much all Islander school, right? So Samoans, Tongans, Māori stuff. I was one of the very few white kids there, and I'm really tall. I'm 6'5". I wasn't, when I started high school, but I was really tall. So immediately they were like, "Mucky, we gotta have you in our basketball team," and I was like, "I can't bounce a ball for shit." Yeah, but you'll be able to block it, And so that's how I got dragged into playing basketball. It was just because I was tall, and if I just stick my arms out, I'll maybe potentially block the ball. So.
Damn, bro, you 6'5"? That's crazy. Bro is huge.
Yeah. I'd literally stick out. Yeah, I am part Sasquatch, yeah. No, I'd be so scared in Squid Game when it comes to elimination because I would literally stick out. I was like, who do I eliminate? Who's that giant, slender man in the back,
That's why you got to lean into people.
You had an NFL player there. He would have stood it. What was... was he we don't know NFL as well. Is he famous? Do you know who he was when you saw it?
I didn't know who Marcus was, upon seeing him. I don't, so I'm more into basketball. I definitely love football, but the time Marcus played, I don't think I was paying attention to the Ravens at that time. Right. Like I said, Indiana boy. So it's all Colts, Indianapolis Colts all the time, all Pacers all the time. So I don't think I paid attention to Marcus when he was on the Ravens, but I knew upon seeing him, I'm like, this dude either plays football or he's like a fighter or something because he is huge. We had our metal water bottles and he could literally crush the metal water bottle with his big hands.
Gosh.
It was wild to see that. He's a strong dude.
Yeah.
Did he try to hide to others that he's a Baltimore Raven?
No, so Marcus was kind of a reserved dude from what I gather, but once you sit next to him and actually spark up a conversation with him, that was one of the first things he told me. We bonded over athletics, football. He has a security background, heavy security background. So he opens up once you get to know him a little bit. But yeah, he was one of the more reserved players initially. He definitely kept to himself, and I feel like that's why he didn't want to make himself a target.
Because one of the things that we mentioned in the first challenge where the twins are choosing, they have so little data to go off, so they start asking questions. What are you going to do with the money? Someone says, I'm going to have a mad party. They're gone, right?
Mhm.
I sort of came at it like I was falling into like the original fictional Squid Game show where it's like people desperate for money in really bad situations. And that's why in the fight finale, I'm like, I don't want Steve to win. He's got freaking $6.5 million. Like, how much of people's personal circumstances played into the way you approach the game, or was it really just a game to everyone? Like, this is Monopoly.
I think it was more Monopoly vibes, man. Honestly, like I think there were a lot of people in there who did not need the money. Granted, some of them, like a lot, you can't talk to everyone, so you can only go off face value, take what they say with a grain of salt. But I know anyone who's probably living in California probably does not need the money because they live in California. Like, but you never know
Yeah.
someone's circumstances. I still feel like personally, it didn't matter if you was rich or not. Like
Right.
it was still even, and like you deserve to be there even if you got some bread, you know what I mean? Like that for,
But it
but
never
that's just
came
me
up
personally.
in people's motivations and discussions, and like what were people looking for to pick who your alliances were and who your ops were, I guess.
Yeah, so basically what started was our initial groups, like when we were at the hotel, right? Before we even make it to the dorm, we're getting fitted for tracksuits, we're getting fitted, getting our numbers, getting our MOs, everything. So in that moment, like those groups kind of start the cliques, right? Before we get into the game. So you sitting next to somebody for 2 hours, then the conversation happens. We're all so excited to be here. We're learning a little bit about each other while we're allowed to talk. And then by the time we get to the dorm, it's like you kind of go towards those people you had met initially. So that kind of started the alliances, but really like-minded individuals found each other. Like everyone who was around me for the most part up until the end, they wanted to play kind of the game the way I played, and vice versa. Like we wanted to play fair. We wanted to look out for each other. We didn't want to be lying like crazy, like shout out to Eric, but we wasn't trying to be on no Eric shit. You know what I mean? Like just play fair, be nice, and win the right way, show you could win the right way.
Yeah. Well, straight after marbles, we do get this monitor twist, right? We got to nominate 3 people to be a monitor, and you're someone who a lot of people naturally gravitate towards if they want you to be a monitor, especially over stop resisting. Let me be a monitor.
Throw me the ball. Just make it.
Paper scissors rock. We said paper scissors rock. We're doing paper scissors rock.
Bruh, I'm like, this dude is unhinged, bro. We got to get him out of here.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, but how was it like? Because obviously in Squid Game, right? It's like you step up. Sometimes you really get given to the short straw and you're eliminated straight away, or you do literally get given like the golden ticket. How was it? I guess receiving the special blankets and pillows, getting someone else to make the bed for you, receiving like the golden ticket in the morning. How was all of that?
Man, the bed part sucked because I don't like to make people feel like they're lesser than or whatever, especially in the music world, man. I never make a fan feel like they're too small or I'm too big for my britches or whatever. So I go, does anyone want to make my bed like immediately? Because I don't want people pissed at me. And Steven's so cool, man. I love Steven to death, even before that moment. But he's like, I'll make your bed, Isaiah. That's no problem. I'm like, you are the guy I would want to make my bed, bro. Like, you're cool.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
there was some pressure, but at the same time, I'm thinking screen time, brother. I'm like, this is a time to shine. I can control this to an extent. There's definitely risk, but I'm like, let's get on this screen, bro.
Yeah, I mean, Gunnar and I were saying it would have been so funny if one of you just picked Matthew to make your bed. He's like sulking in the bed. Go on, brother. Go on out. Make my bed.
Right. I should have for views. That would have been hilarious. And then I'm antagonizing him while he's doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
Be like, yeah, do it for New York.
Resisting.
Come on,
Make my
man.
bed.
Stop resisting. Put my sheets on right, bro. For New York. Come on.
Yeah. But like, at any point, did it feel too good to be true? Because you get the special blankets, the new pillows, you get like the pancakes for breakfast. Was there anything that you sort of think about was like, this is starting to get a little bit too good to be true? Or were you just kind of like just rolling with it as it comes?
I'd say the latter. I was rolling with it as it comes. I accepted my fate. I'm like, so it's not just me. There's 2 other people here. If there is a situation, we're all in it together. You know what I'm saying? So if it's like one of us three has to go, at least I still have a 33% chance to not get picked. So in my head, I'm kind of just crunching numbers. But again, I'm moving like peaceful. I'm not trying to be like a jerk with the sheets and with the pancakes and whatnot. Like everything I received, I either offered a portion of it up or was like, hey, does anyone want to volunteer for this moment? Like there was always like that caution, I wanted to be cautious with the power I had.
Yeah. And, obviously we get to, I guess, like the task, right, where you've got to nominate 3 people and you nominate, the good old cop from New York and Karim as well, which I was really happy you did that because I was so mad that him and Peter dogged the twin in Austin. I was really rooting for Jacob. It's like, oh, he dogged them in Mingle. How dare you? So I was so glad you nominated him. And like, was it just people that were just kind of, I guess in Survivor terms, on the bottom, people that like no one was really close with, or was there like more strategy like to it?
Literally that, man. We picked people that had minimal connections or at least minimal visible connections with people. I'm sure Karim was moving and grooving. I saw him talking to people and stuff, but I didn't know, bro. So for me, like my pick of the 3, because we all 3 picked a person that we thought. So I go with 98. I said, let's throw 98 in there because he's going to jack this all up. He's going to yell at people and it's going to get crazy back there. So if we do 98, we'll have more time, So I picked 98, and we kind of all settled on Karim and Greg just because they were a little bit more isolated. We didn't think that those 3 had talked much together, so we're like they're gonna have a really hard time figuring out what to do, especially with 98 going crazy in there like he did, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, like you guys decided pretty quickly that you were just gonna do paper scissors rock. You're gonna leave Kate out of it because she's like a mom. How quick was that decision? Like, was that a conversation you guys had, or were you just like, nah, like this is exactly what we're doing?
Bro, it was quick as hell, man. So like we knew, and like the strategy was 98 is gonna make it take longer. And shout out to Matt, love Matt, but just with his personality, we're thinking it's gonna take them longer to figure out how to do this because he's not gonna be able to agree on anything. So when Kate stepped back, I just got to feel like she's checked out. Like there's no reaching this woman. And I love her too, but she was like, I'm not going home. I'm not going home. She just kept saying that over and over. And I'm like, we're not getting anywhere, bro. So I was like, all right, you suggested it, you and me. Do you want it? Like, you want to be here, right? Like, so I just turned it all on him. I'm like, you want to be here, then you got to go through me. So let's do it, bro. And that was that was like sports, man. Like that moment felt like a basketball game. And then we play the greatest rock, paper, scissors game I've ever played in my life. And I beat him. And it was just such a dramatic moment, man. But it was very, very quick. Very quick.
I mean, if you lost, would you have like just given up your tag, or would you have just been like, nah, I'm just messing around? I'm not giving up.
I would have definitely given my tag up. I'm not going to be that guy, man. I'll never be that guy. I've never been that guy. I will go down the right way. If you beat me fair and square, I accept that. You feel me? So, and shout out to Max because he did that super quick. Like he ripped it off instantly, no hesitation, threw it in there. Like he was a good sport about everything, for real.
Yeah. I mean, because with me in Sydney, in Australia, there is actually a Squid Game experience you can do. And for the Mingle game, there's like it's almost like a spotlight, like on a stage, right? And you have to like jump in it, right? But it's only one person per spotlight. And I made it to the final round, but I'm with a whole bunch of kids. And so I jump in one, there's a kid there. And it took everything in me not to just push the kid out of the way. So I don't think I would be as noble as you and just giving up my tag. I'd just be like, hell no, I'm staying in here.
You a dog, Muck. You are built for season 3. Hey, we need you on season 3, bro. You about to push kids. You 6'5", bro. You going crazy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm 6'5", 10-year-old kid. Get out of the way. Stop resisting. Get out.
Stop resisting now. Throw me the ball.
Throw the ball.
5 crazy ginger. That's just a scary. Like,
bro is huge, man. Too big to be pushing kids out spotlights and shit.
But yeah, we do see you guys go back and you guys nominate Claire to be the final monitor. Like, is Claire someone who you were like really close with? Was it just like a random pick? Like, what's your relationship like with Claire?
Bro, so listen, like me and Claire, right? 409, we're number neighbors, right? We're not like close or whatever, but what's not shown is like she and I bonded over basketball, of course, basketball, right?
Mm,
Like she apparently played college ball, so like we're talking hoops. She had an injury like what my brother had, MCL injury. So that's like I'm talking to her about that. So we kind of bonded over basketball, and it's not shown, unfortunately. So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, this is an athlete, this is somebody who understands team concept, like the team aspect. This is a girl who's kind of off to herself. She's like
mm,
not in the mix. She's not gossiping or nothing. So these are all things I'm thinking as far as who do I give the power to? Who do we give the power to? And initially I wanted to pick Kevin, but I'm like, if me and Kevin are in here, they're gonna go for the guys. Like all these ladies are not
mm,
gonna like me and Kevin running stuff in here. They're gonna get us gone. So I'm like, we're more of a target if we pick Kevin, even though he's like arguably the better leader, the stronger player. So I picked Claire because I'm like, this is neutral. This is somebody who's gonna be like chill about it. And boy,
mm.
was I wrong, man.
Well,
Man.
this is where Kahuna messaged me because he was like, "Oh, Isaiah's getting a really good edit. He's doing so well." And he was like, "Oh my god, he's like an asshole now." I'm what happened, bro? Like you have the conversation with Claire and you
Mhm.
say like, "Look, I'm no longer playing a team game. I'm flying solo. I won't stab you in the back. I'll stab you in the front." Were you aware that she hadn't made the decision to eliminate anybody yet? And like, did that maybe affect your decision whether or not to have that conversation with her then?
Yes. So here is my mic drop moment, man. So that conversation is the third conversation that us monitors had had that day. It's also the third opinion. The two ladies had opinions quite similar to mine. You'd actually be surprised that they
Mm.
said things similar to mine. We all had friends in there at that point, but I felt my friends over there switched up on me. That was Mackenzie 451 and Melissa 110. Those girls weren't talking to me no more once I came in from that rock paper scissors game. So at that point, I was like, listen, let's not go for our friends right now, but going forward, like it is basically every person for themselves. And they even cut where I said, if people are going to switch on me, then I can't go out looking for that. I can't look out for them anymore. And so I'm actually talking about them, the girls
Mm.
over there. I'm not talking about Claire, even though it looks like I'm telling her like I'm gonna give you a sword, Claire, and you're gonna face me, Claire. Like I'm actually talking about the homies who switched up on me. And you actually
Oh,
see
okay.
that one of those homies go in that room with her. 451 went in the boiler room with her to get me gone. So I clocked that
Right.
energy, brother, and I
Yeah.
have no regrets. I stand on business, and the edit did not do me justice, but I would have said the same thing again. No one knows what I said better than Claire and Kate. So that's where it kind of stung a little bit.
Yeah. Now that makes a lot more sense now, and you look less like an idiot now after explaining that. Because I was like, bro, she hasn't picked someone yet. Why are you sharing all this?
Idiot.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. And I mean, like, what was your reaction, I guess, immediately leaving after? Were you like pretty sour at Claire and like, Mackenzie and everyone and stuff? Or were you like able to, it's a game, like if they made a game move, it's fine.
Oh no, I was hot, brother. I'm glad they cut my response because my initial interview, they said, "All right, we're gonna reshoot it." I'm like, "It's probably good," because I didn't cuss or whatever. I I didn't cuss or whatever, but I was
Yeah.
definitely in my feelings, and I was like on some like, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? Like I was on that type of vibe. I was hot, man, and it hurt
Mm,
because I felt like my homies kind of both questioned my character and didn't stand up for me. Like anyone who was my homie in there should have been like, no, Isaiah's not like that. What is you talking about? Like, you know what I mean?
mm.
But it is Squid Game. We all just met a week before. Emotions are high, pressure is high. So I completely understand. It's just a game. But I was hot, brother. Tell you what.
Yeah. And how do you think the rest of the game would have turned out for you if you weren't eliminated? Like, do you think snakes and ladders, sorry, shoots and ladders, sorry, slides and ladders, sorry, Hasbro. Like, is that a game that's sort of like up your alley, or do you reckon maybe you might have cooked it?
I never cooked it, man. I was winning everything I did, brother. Like I knew I was gonna go
Mm,
out on some backstabby, like some he said she said. I knew
mm,
that's how you gonna get me. Like I don't know what it is about myself, confidence or just the love that I have. Like, but I just knew I was going to put my all into these games. And that's what I did, you know, like every game. Like, and when I say like we're 8-0 in the games, I'm literally talking about us. Like, we are all 8-0 in these games, y'all. Like, we are getting it. Like, we cannot be stopped. You know what I'm saying? So I personally feel I would have won. I would have got that bread. I would have sent people down the slides. I'd have sent Zoe down the slide. I'd have sent everybody home, bro. Straight up.
Yeah. When you went out, was season 3 of the Korean drama, was that released by the time you were playing in this one, or did that release after?
That is a really good question. I want to say that it released. We knew about the pentathlon, so yeah, that makes sense then. So we knew. So it had come out before. Absolutely.
Okay.
We was doing the Thanos dance on Mingle. Yeah, it came out before.
Yeah, were you surprised that games like, I guess, like hide and seek, or even though it would have been really hard, but like jump rope, were you surprised that those kind of games weren't involved with this season and it was just Mingle and the 6-legged race they did?
Well, I knew like with a game like Mingle, you have to play Mingle, right? That is such an iconic game in the drama series. And like, we're already not doing red light, green light. So in my head, I'm like, they have to do Mingle, bro. Like, there's no way. But the jump rope, I totally see why. There were the oldest player, I think, was 77 in there, bro. Like, there was a 77-year-old man in there. And like, there were other people who were kind of up there in age too. Like, there's no way they jumping, man. Like, not multiple times, you know. That would have been a serious lawsuit eventually. And yeah, I'm not surprised they cut that out.
I mean, look, they'd play. I mean, obviously it's a fictional show, but they'd, you know, player 100, the old man, one more game, do it. I'm sure anyone can do it.
Yep. If he can do it, anyone can do it. But hey, he died, so like that shows you everything you need to know.
Yeah, he was actually my favorite character across season 2 and 3. I just found everything he did just so funny. Like, it was like, one more game. He's on like the verge of death, like every single game. And he's just so confident. Yeah, we're going to win this, you know?
Bro did absolutely nothing. And yet he's the most passionate about. I'm like, bro, you a snake, bro. Like, you just ride coattails, bro. Like, you're not a real player.
Yeah.
But I liked him. I liked the character, the soldier, the character who was like, she knew what she was doing with the gun and stuff like that. I really liked her a lot.
Yeah. Now, if you had to put on the producer hat and you're in charge for season 3, what games are you throwing in? It can be like any of the previous Squid Games. It could be any personal games you grew up playing. What games are you throwing in?
So definitely red light, green light earlier. Maybe, I mean, if I'm in charge and I got the budget, man, we putting 2 red light, green light dolls. We'll break up 223, 228. And that way it's like split and we'll have 2 red light, green light dolls going and just go that way, you know, versus 400. I'd have definitely did that. Mingle has to stay. That is the greatest game of all time. I'll play that for free. Mingle's awesome. Definitely do that. And honestly, I would have liked to have seen some more like strategy games, like maybe a card game here and there or something like that. Something that's like a little bit more like mental, you know, versus just relying on other players.
Yeah, like a Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, you know.
Yeah, like a Mafia type thing, like, you know, definitely a Mafia or something like that. I think people would do well in that.
We've talked about the Americanization of Squid Games and how it's removed some of the more Korean traditional games and something like a Shoots and Ladders, or last season they had Battleship, Hasbro Warship. But are there any American playground games that you think could really fit well into the Squid Game universe, seeing that it is kind of, we've commented that the cast was very American, very Western, English speaking. Like, what playground games would you have grown up in Indiana that you'd like to see in Squid Games?
So I'll give you 2, and I don't know if they would work, but I feel like with the proper restrictions, you could make it work. So boom, the first game, playground game, I'd say would be Foursquare. So it's a game, I don't know if y'all are familiar, but Foursquare, everyone lines up and you basically bounce a ball and it has to hit someone's square once. And if it goes out without them bouncing it on another square, that person's out. I feel like that would be a good game to play. You don't got to move too much, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you limit the squares a little bit. People of all ages.
We call it handball in Australia, and there is like
handball.
adult championships. Like, you know,
Really?
like how dodgeball became like a retro thing and people started playing dodgeball again. Like handball is a thing here where adults play it because it's nostalgia and all that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's fun, and you can get people cheering. It's not necessarily a team game; it's you are your own team, and I think that was a lot of the thing people wanted was they wanted their own fate in their own hands. That's a good game for that. And probably a second one would be, do y'all know what knockout is? You know the game knockout basketball?
No.
Vaguely, is it like we keep on shooting, and if you like miss the hoop, like you're out?
Like
so
horse?
What happens is. So what happens is there's two people, right? So if you're behind me, Muck, you're shooting behind me. I shoot first, right? If I make it, I pass the ball to the person behind you. But if I miss it, I got to hurry up and get it. But your job behind me is to make your shot before I make mine. So if you make it before I do, then I'm out. And it just keeps going and going and going. I feel like a contained court where it's not like the ball's not bouncing too far, that would be awesome. And that would be very entertaining.
Yeah. See, for us, you know, in New Zealand and Australia, you know, I've pitched, we need like tackle bull rush, you know, or as we do in New Zealand, just you're in a straight line, you run at each other, whoever bulldozes the other one and gets to the other side wins, you know.
You want violence, bro. You're out here. You said, let's play Red Rover. We call Mucky over. Like, come on.
Literally, rugby is the only thing New Zealand has going for it as a country, right? So if we don't have any kind of tackle games and we're just shit, you know, there's nothing.
Y'all got some UFC fighters that I love. I love Israel Adesanya. That's my guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't checked out the UFC fighting, so maybe I will now, you know.
Absolutely. Y'all got some hitters, bro.
Yeah, because kind of does Jaden do UFC? Like Jaden Lang?
No.
I'm Jaden Lang.
No, he's a reality show guy. But no, he's not a UFC fighter. Yeah, Israel Adesanya, you got Dan Hooker.
Yeah, the Hangman. He just lost, but I love Dan.
Yeah. And I guess what's next for you, Isaiah? Have you got anything cool or exciting coming up? Any like rapping projects, any other future reality shows you got cooking up?
Yeah, man. So I got 3 big things that I'm working on right now. The first being my debut album. My rap name is Zeke, Xeek, exclamation mark. I make real loud music, real arena filling music. Like I'm ready to turn up. So my debut self-titled project, Zeke, I'm working on that. It should be out next month. Working on a YouTube show just to kind of highlight beat production, show people how to make beats a little bit, and to show my beats as well. So I've got that. And then your boy, low key, I'm trying to be an extra in a scary movie. I can't say what movie it is, but I'm gearing up to get myself killed in a horror movie. So that's next on the list for your boy.
Well, horror movies doesn't end up well.
Well, coming up in the UK, obviously I don't know anything about the production, but there's a great series called the Twisted Childhood Universe series, or you know, the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey series.
Oh my god!
Oh man,
terrible!
Terrible! That's some of the greatest movies ever.
Unbelievable. So that came from New Zealand, or no? You said UK. Yeah. They made that in UK. Oh my god, man! What a franchise!
I haven't released it yet because it was a project that I thought would be easy, but turns out it was a lot harder than what I thought it'd ever be. But I forced Kahuna to watch all the movies, you know, like both Winnie the Poohs, Peter Pan, and Bambi. I have it all recorded. I'm trying to edit them all together. And yeah, I don't think Kahuna's ever going to forgive me for putting them through.
I'm not.
It's bad. The Bambi, dude, Bambi's crazy. Like, because what are we doing? Killer Bambi, bro.
Yeah. But it's all coming together for
Mhm.
a Avengers type movie called Puniverse Monsters Assemble. Like I'll see if I can quickly bring up a photo. I kid you not.
Yo, unbelievable.
It is the only movie I'm actually like really excited to see. Monsters.
Winnie the Pooh Avengers is crazy, dog.
I know. So here we go. We've got.
Oh
Yeah,
my
you lost
God.
me now.
God. Yeah, I know. Isaiah's never going to come back on the podcast, you know. So we've got
Yeah,
like
y'all
Winnie the
cooked.
Pooh, Winnie the Pooh riding Bambi. You've got Tigger, got Piglet, got Tinkerbell, Mad Hatter.
Bro,
You know,
they are in formation. Like, wow.
they're good to go. Yeah, they're good to go, bro.
There's no
Anyways,
way this is real, man.
Uh,
Yeah.
we gave him the option. You know, we're pre-recording. If there's anything we need to edit out or cut out, like maybe use that option for.
Yeah.
He's like, maybe starting now. We
Yeah.
use that. Yeah.
Yeah, this is where after the podcast I'm going to see. I can no longer contact Isaiah on Instagram. You know,
User not found.
yeah,
Nah,
yeah, and
I already follow you, Muck. I'm gonna follow you too, Kahuna. I fuck with y'all, man. Y'all cool, man.
yeah.
I
No,
followed
you're so epic, bro. Yeah,
I was very
I'd love to hear.
like that's the thing that I find so fascinating is we're watching like a reality show and we see the guy in the tracksuit and stuff, and then I'm like scrolling through and I go, oh shit, he's a rapper. That's dope. Like you know, like you don't get any of that stuff through the TV. Like some of them you get their backstory and stuff, but then like you'd see all these personalities and all these different things of was being in that environment. What was like meeting this melting pot of people from, like you said, some people don't need the money, some people desperate for the money, every job, every age, everything just put in all in one room. How was that sort of, environment?
Dude, it was honestly one of the most heartwarming experiences just being in that room, being in that melting pot with all these people. They from all over the world. Like I got friends in Japan now, New Zealand, England, Australia. Like you don't get an experience like that. And for me, like I'm not an arrogant guy, so I'm not coming in like, yeah, I'm a rapper, Thanos world, baby. Like I'm not on that type of vibe, like I'm just gonna be myself. And that's the vibe everyone was on, man. Like it was just so cool to be around all these super cool people who either don't need the money or they're already popping. Like it was motivational for me, very inspirational. I'm like, I'm trying to get like them, and I'm in the right room to do that. So I felt I belonged there. Like they're a crazy cast, crazy cast.
Yeah, and I've got two really deep questions to ask you, Isaiah. One of them is, what was your favorite memory in the games? It can be like either while playing a game in the dorm, it could be something that was like crack up, something that was like really meaningful and heartfelt. Like, what was like, I guess, your favorite memory?
I'd say my favorite memory, and it's not shown on screen, but I can't talk about it. So there's periods where I'm sure you guys have been told we're not allowed to talk as players. They want to capture all the audio, they want to capture all the relationships, the gossip, the tea. They want to get all that on camera. So there'd be sections of time where we weren't allowed to speak to each other for a very long period of time. So during one of these sections, man, a player started humming or something, and they didn't tell them to be quiet. They would always be like, "Simmer down, players, simmer down." And no one simmered down. And someone asked, "Are we allowed to sing?" And then one of the production crew was like, "Yes, players, you can sing." And so everyone took that opportunity to like sing, man. And I remember my guy Zach, player 165. He's not pictured too much. He's shown in the catch game a little bit, but he and I started singing "Creep" by Radiohead. And I started drumming like on my legs and like kind of making the guitar sounds and doing the rhythm for him. And he's singing the lyrics. People started to gather, man. And like that acapella right there, that was a priceless moment. I'll never forget that. They can't show it because that song probably cost millions of dollars to get the licensing for. But that was a touching music moment, man. That was my favorite moment in the games.
I guess a sub question to that: did you take this opportunity to advertise your rap career? You've got 456 people. They physically cannot go anywhere. They like dropping like some beats on them, some raps on them.
Dude, so I did. So I did a beat for one person, and then I rapped for Steven and Kevin. We were in the dorm, and the player that tried to get in versus me and Eric, her name is Brittany. I didn't let her in, and she is a rapper, I guess, or she raps in her spare time or whatever. And she's like, "Hey, can you make a beat for me? Can you beatbox?" And I was like, "Absolutely." So I started beatboxing for her. This girl spit this Harry Potter themed rap, bro, and it was bars. Like she clearly had that locked in here, and I'm spitting the beat for her, and people are gathering. Like this is one of those times we're not allowed to talk. It was just so cool, and yeah, that moment was priceless, man. And then when
My
I
favorite
rapped,
thing-
me and Steven and Kevin were chilling, and they wanted to just hear me bar out, so I spit like 32 bars for them, and that's light work. You already know.
Sick, bro.
That's awesome.
And something that you said on the show is that you're quite a perceptive person, and you can kind of tell by looking at someone like who's real and who's kind of fake. And I'd like to ask you, between Kahuna and myself, from this whole hour 25 we spent together, which one of us do you reckon is the most fake, and which one of us do you reckon is the most real?
All right, since I'm on the spot, brother, Kahuna, I gotta say, you probably the most real, my guy. Bro is over here pushing 10-year-old kids. He got a passport as a 10-year-old. Like he in line, he lying, he capping, he doing this, that, the third. He choosing violence, man. I think Kahuna's the most real, and Muck, you gotta be the most fake, my boy.
Yeah, I really did dog myself in exposing all my secrets. Yeah.
Yeah, you actually 6'5". I'm thinking you 6 foot like me. Nah, man.
Yeah, no, I'm actually 5'3". I just moved my table lower, so I look a bit taller.
Right, get the up angle, like put it at an angle.
Yeah,
Smart.
how about you, Kahuna? Have you got any final questions or anything?
Yeah, I got a really good question. Set design. What's in those stairs? Like, is it like, do you have to just like walk down and then walk back up to get the shot? Like, are they actual stairs that go anywhere, or are you just going up and down random stairs that don't do anything?
Oh my God. So the stair shit, man, it's so annoying because we had to do that. Like, we're doing like 10 takes of just walking like soldiers on these stairs. They're going up too. So it's hard work, bro. Like, we're over here like actually
Where do you just
scaling
go
the
up?
stairs. Yeah, so it would
Yeah.
go up, down, around, through, and basically it was a giant circle. So we would end up back where we started, and then we do the take freaking 3 more times, and then they'd be like, "All right, players, we're gonna do it 5 more times." I'm like, "We just did it 4 times." And like all day long, we're just walking, like just doing this shit, man, and
It
it was
doesn't work for
annoying.
continuity when there's like people sweating and huffing and puffing. Oh.
And then they're like, players don't leave any gaps, don't talk, players keep moving, players don't look at the camera. Like it's all these rules, man. And so we did that. We did those takes like, when we would do it, it would be at least 10 times per group. Like as it got smaller and smaller and smaller, those times would get, like less and less. But initially, man, we're walking them stairs like 12 times. Then we go back to the dorm. I'm like, what a long day, man.
Yeah. Well, Isaiah, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing with us all about your experience. We chatted a wee bit, throughout the season. And yeah, I really enjoyed watching you. It's quite rare to see a player on a TV show and you're like, oh, this guy's actually a chill, cool dude. And that's exactly the same as what you kind of see on the show. So I really appreciate you coming out. You're actually the first player we've ever hosted on Mucky Hope Productions. And as they say, you never forget your first. So, yeah, I'm so honored to have you on, bro. You're amazing.
Hey, honored to meet you guys. Like I said, I have friends now in New Zealand. I have friends in Australia. Like this to me is just the coolest thing ever. If y'all ever want to do anything else, I'm always down. Like y'all show is funny, y'all lit, y'all both are turnt, and I love that. So thank you guys for having me on. Yep, what you see is what you get. Player 410, baby. You already know.
Yeah. And where can people find you? Like, are you on like Spotify with like your album you're planning to come out? Like, yeah, what's your socials?
Dude, yeah, anywhere y'all listen to music, Apple Music, Tidal, Spotify, SoundCloud, just look up your boy Zeke, XEEK, exclamation mark. I'm the only one. You can't miss me. Instagram, XEEK, FR, Zeke for real. I'm the for real one. I'm the realest Zeke there is. So Zeke FR, that's me on there. verified on there. You'll see me on there, no problem. Same with Twitter and everything too. So yeah, anybody who reach out to me, DM, whatever, I'll always answer. DM's open, conversation always available. So always happy to talk.
Yeah. I'll make sure to add links in the description of the video as well. So
shout out for saying title. I haven't heard of I've heard about title.
I'm not banging title too hard, you feel me? But I am on there. If people are still on that, hey, go for it, bro.
Yeah,
that's the only way to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. Y'all cool as hell, man.
Yeah, well, not as cool as you, bro, but do you know something else that's pretty cool? Cheeky Naughty Times. Make sure you subscribe for Cheeky Naughty Times. Kahuna, have you been up to anything cheeky and or naughty?
You know, the only cheeky naughty things in my life are my 3 children. So that's
Yeah.
No,
well,
that's my Instagram.
What? Cheeky Naughty Times?
Yeah.
Wait, is that actually your Instagram? It's Cheeky Naughty Times.
TV.
At Kahuna.
Oh,
TV.
your name.
Yes,
sorry. It's 3:30 in the morning. I'm really slow. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. But
late.
yeah. But something kind of naughty. I went to Costco's for the first time. I know it's huge in America, not that big in New Zealand. And I was like, I love chocolate milk, right? And I found 2 kgs of this like Nesquik chocolate powder. And literally to like help me keep awake, I've had this cup of chocolate milk and also another one as an emergency backup in case I ran out, you know? And in case of things that get really bad, I've got my jug of milk right here in the container. I was just going to pour it straight in.
This man is crazy, bro. He got the backup chocolate milk plus the full jug.
I got something for you. I don't know if it's not chocolate milk, but I don't know if you've ever tried this. My man Isaiah probably knows about it, being from the US of A. But this is my jam, man. This eggnog.
Okay, eggnog. Yes, sir. We love that here in the States.
Christmas time. Oh, yeah. Eggnog, baby.
Lovely. I don't know about that, brother, but chocolate milk is gas. I love me some chocolate milk. I don't know. Eggnog is like an acquired taste, kind of. You feel me?
It is. Yeah. I'm a bit of a freak. Straight. No, we don't really have this down here. I'm a weirdo for having this.
Yeah, because obviously, like a lot of our like movies and media are so westernized, you know. So I see eggnog, like, oh my gosh, it's a Christmas thing. Got to whip out the eggnog. I'm like, what the hell is eggnog? You know, like we just don't get it in New Zealand, sadly.
Yeah,
but
it's not a thing. But we started having it recently. I love it. It's such a freaking American.
Yeah. I mean, how about you, Isaiah? Have you been up to anything cheeky and or naughty?
Oh man, cheeky and naughty time. Shoot, man. So kind of a player, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I definitely got some plans later this evening. Cheeky and naughty time will go down probably around 8 o'clock tonight. I'll leave it at that. Y'all know what time it is, but yeah, cheeky or naughty time by 8 o'clock for sure. Let's just say I'm enjoying the perks of being on the show.
Well, if there's an OnlyFans link, I'll also add that to the description.
You know, they made us provide that if we had an OnlyFans prior to applying. They're like, okay, if you got an OnlyFans, if you do that stuff, we need to know about it. I'm like, yeah, nah, I'm not on that. Yeah.
I mean, that would be like a great, obviously, you know. Yeah.
Squid Game After Dark. Like, come on.
Well, like, obviously, the next stage of the drama series is David Fincher's American Squid Game, right? And obviously, we saw him correct who are homeless, poor, just come out of jail. What about like a struggling OnlyFans star? I need to make some money on Squid Game. You know, my OnlyFans ain't working out too well.
Yeah, she's like, the only subscriber I have is, I'm pretty sure he's a family member. I need to get on Squid Game. I'm trying to get this money. I need to get my OnlyFans cracking.
Yeah, it's just someone from like Alabama. I can't have my family subscribing to me anymore, you know?
The one uncle is my biggest donator. Like, I need to step my game up.
So yeah, make sure you subscribe for Cheeky Naughty Times. Michelle and I will be continuing our Australian Survivor season rankings. Next Wednesday, we're joined by a couple of amenities to talk about All-Stars. Good season, bad season. I think it's bloody phenomenal. A lot of people don't really like it, which really sucks. But there'll be the next season. We talk about V, Drew, and Jake are doing such a great job talking about American Survivor season 49, the season everyone's pretending to care about right before season 50. But make sure you tune into all the great stuff. I've been your host, Mucky Hope Kakita. I know everyone. And we'll catch you all in the next stream. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Sir, love. All right.